Hello, 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 and happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. All right, let's see who joins in. We are talking about one of my favorite things to talk about. Hello, hello, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Triple E series with She Self Cares. And I'm really excited to have our guest today, which I'm going to invite now. And we'll get started. I cannot wait to have this conversation. Here we go. We're going to invite Reese in and then we'll get started. Hello.
Hi.
Happy Sunday.
Good to see you.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for being part of the Triple E series. And before I get started, I always just like to read a bit about all our guests. And just this is always amazing to me. So I'm going to read really something real short, even though we're still going to let you introduce yourself. But I'm going to do this real quick and then we'll get started. Thank you guys for joining. Welcome again to another Triple E series with She Self Cares. My name is BC, aka BC Bright. I am I went off because I put my phone on do not disturb. All right. My name is VC, aka VC Bright. I'm an healthcare practitioner and executive coach, and I am the founder of She Self Cares, which I absolutely adore. And we have our mission or goal is what we call the Triple E, which is to encourage, educate, and equip women to prioritize themselves and thrive. And we do this in so many ways. And one of the way we do that is through our IG Live series. And today we have Cherise with us. She is a writer, a scholar, and a somatic guide, exploring how the body holds stories of change. I love that. At the age of 38, she entered menopause, which I can't wait to hear all about it. After a period of deep loss and had no idea what was happening to her. She thought she was losing her mind, having all the symptoms, and then find out they were all hormonal shift. And then she did the inner work, and where we are today having these conversations with Cherise. Welcome, Cherise, and thank you for joining the Triple E series with She Self Girls.
Oh, thank you. You're such a ray of sunshine, I must say.
Thank
It's
you.
lovely to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always ask the first question: who is Cherise? What is the essence of Cherise?
Oh, that's quite a question. So I don't truly believe in a separate self, I have to be honest. I believe that we are all manifestations of something truly mystical that none of us really comprehends.
Mm,
But too abstract. But I guess on this material plane,
absolutely.
I'm a teacher. I
Okay.
teach at Stellenbosch University. I'm busy getting a doctorate in new materialisms, which is kind of quantum physics for the humanities, and in indigenous ways of knowing, because of course we've always known that we're part of this magic that's going on right now. And
Absolutely.
I'm a mother. I have a daughter who's just wrapping up her schooling, and a son who's in grade 11. And we live here in beautiful Nurtuk, and it's a gorgeous
Oh,
sunset outside my window. So you'll see the light change, no doubt,
exactly.
during our conversation. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you again for joining us. I think we're kind of catching up real quick before we started, and I was saying that what a beautiful time to be and a season to be with so much
Mm.
information coming to us on perimenopause, on menopause, and this big breakthrough information and data that's coming on our way. And I'm really excited. not just for book knowledge. Of course, like I said, like I was telling you, I love book knowledge. I'm a
Yeah.
scholar. I read. I've done all the reading, the books and everything, which is amazing. But having someone that also have this lived experience to share is also like another blessing that I'm so grateful to have you here, share your story and really share light to it, knowing people knowing that we you're not alone. We're all going through things, and like you said,
Yeah.
we're all kind of part of each other in one way or the other, and we learn from each other. We pick things from each other, and this is a great opportunity to do that. So thank you again for volunteering and just being here to share your light. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's really a joy. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's dive into it. What inspired you to start talking openly about your experience, especially with early menopause?
Okay, so it hit me like a freight train at 38. So I was not prepared. I honestly didn't know what was happening to me, and it was brought on by a series of traumatic events, which
Mm,
I think is not uncommon. And I just thought that it was grief, which in itself is a crucible experience,
mm,
long dark night of the soul. So what I thought was the lack of sleep and what I now realize were hot flushes felt like panic attacks
mm,
that were waking me up. And I thought it was as a result of these losses that I'd experienced.
mm.
And honestly, it took me a few years
Wow.
to figure out, wait a second, could this
What is
be?
wow.
Yeah. And obviously, my cycle was also giving me
Some
um,
hints, some heads
some
up.
grief. And I've got a lot of friends who are now going through it on
Yeah,
track. You know, I
absolutely.
used to say the timing is, I think, always your timing is divine timing. But
Mm,
they're going through it now with the heavy bleeds and
yeah.
the sort of wondering when the next cycle will be, if ever. And
Yeah.
so when I went to the doctor, I said, listen, I think I'm in menopause. And of course, the answer was, no, 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 you're too young.
You're
That's
too
not
young for
what's
that.
happening. So I said, okay, well, I'm quite a good, strong advocate for myself. So I said, well, could you just run the blood tests and
Yeah.
confirm what I think I already know?
Mm-hmm.
And it
Mm-hmm.
did confirm that. And then,
Yeah.
of course, the first measure that they wanted to put in place was to put me on HRT. And I
Mm,
immediately balked because I had taken birth control in my 20s and it really didn't sit well with me. My whole psychological, spiritual self really just didn't gel.
mm,
So, of course, they said, well, things have changed and the hormones are more bioidentical and blah, 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 blah,
yeah.
blah. And I said, no, I'd rather not. Also, the
Mm.
way they framed it was quite interesting. They said, we want to give you a few more years of youth. And
Woo!
oh, it gets
Whoa.
my back up, all this anti-aging rhetoric, because I
What?
feel like a lot of the silence around menopause is because the system doesn't honor women in any other way than
Yeah.
as sexual and reproductive entities, which of course are intertwined. And so the reason I'm talking about menopause is I know now many people are, but honestly, when it hit me at 38, it felt very quiet. I didn't
Yeah.
feel like there was much there.
Yeah.
And I also read a lot. I did try and inform myself and educate myself. And I do now have some of the side effects of having gone through
Mm,
an early menopause. I've been diagnosed with osteoporosis, for example,
mm,
which immediately I think, oh shit, maybe I should have taken the HRT. But I am working with that now. Like I'm
yeah.
lifting weights, I'm taking
Absolutely.
calcium from algae,
Absolutely.
and I must tell you, lifting weights has been a game changer.
I
It's
love it.
helped me so much with my everything, my mood. It just
Yeah.
feels so good to be strong.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going on a million tangents, but the reason I started talking about menopause is I felt like maybe it could be helpful to others. And I've found that my early menopause has been a gift in that now that my peers are going through it, I have
Mm,
so much wisdom passed
absolutely.
on and hard-won wisdom, things that
Yep.
work, things
Yep.
that didn't. When they ask me,
Absolutely.
what can I do for the hot flashes? I'll say, oh, Chesterberry really helped me.
Mm,
CBD oil, things that really did help. But
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
you can say, this too shall pass. It's a
absolutely. Woo!
passage, and there's an end. There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. As someone that is deep into it, like definitely I know for sure I'm in that stage of my life. I mean, when I said I'm ed deep, I'm really ed deep into like right now.
I hear you,
And
babe.
and I remember the first time, I mean, I've been having those symptoms, but I remember, I mean, I can never forget the first time I had hot flashes. I was talking to a good friend of mine. We were having a conversation. It was cold outside. It's nice and not, it was chilly. I mean, everything was fine. Not only that, the fan was on next to me. And then I started finding myself, and my friend was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I mean, I took out the first layer, and then I broke down into this sweat like I was in front of the
Oh my
fan. I was
goodness.
fanning. I mean, my friend could not, she just like,
Yeah.
what was that? I mean, I could
No,
never,
when it
thankfully,
hit me, I was in the
oh,
middle of a class. I was
oh,
teaching,
oh
and I
my
was also
God.
pulling layers off. I thought I was having a panic attack. And my
Yes.
students noticed. They said, "What is going on with you? It's not
Yes.
hot."
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I didn't know. But I mean, the hot flush thing for me, it's such a fascinating phenomenon of
Mm,
like burning away that which doesn't serve. Like I think it's
mm,
part of being in this crucible experience, this refining fire of
mm.
shedding layers. It's kind of goddess Kali energy, burn it all away if it
Yeah.
doesn't
Woo.
serve us. And I mean, it's not, it's a joke often. And it's one of those myths
Absolutely.
that I want
Oh,
to kind of
absolutely.
dispel,
Yes,
is that
yes, yes.
menopause is just hot flashes.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
actually a really powerful process of being with the fire. It's there
Mm,
to kind of wake us up
mm,
to the fact that we are in a transformative period. It's a
in.
threshold experience, and
Absolutely.
you'll never
Absolutely.
be the same. It's
Absolutely.
really, really,
Yeah.
if you don't just constantly make it. I mean, it's good to laugh. Laughter is a good medicine,
You have
but
to
it's
cope.
not a joke. It's a profound spiritual passage, honestly.
Absolutely. And I think I like that you say that, because in that sense, we always talk about, even in terms of as a self, as being BING, body, mind, and soul, everything is intertwined. You can't take the body out and talk about, everything is all connected. And so even with this, with perimenopause, it's still part of your being, just a part of the being that's being transformed, like you said. And even when we talk about the medical part of it, you think about how God has really kind of put this thing together. When you have this hormones in your body that has always been there, that has been helpful all your life. It got you puberty, right? We got you puberty when you started that journey of being, as an African woman. I'm sure it's all culture. You become a woman.
Yeah, and
Now
I
you can.
love
I
I
love it, right?
embrace that. Yeah, yeah. I was so proud to be a woman. I mean, I started
Absolutely.
menstruating at 12, and I was
Woo.
just like, and it's so interesting to me that not everybody feels that way about it. But I was really loving being a woman and loving that
Absolutely.
cyclical rhythm. But I got to tell you, 10 years
Mm,
on the other side
mm,
of menopause, I love this feeling of equanimity that comes with
mm,
not having that cyclical roller coaster ride. There is a
mm.
peace that has come that you can
Absolutely.
look forward to. Since you're still in the
Absolutely.
thick of things, I just want to give you that little hope.
Absolutely. I love that. I love it because, the funny, and again, there's so many things out there. But one of the things that I picked up that I love so much is, when we talk about perimenopause and menopause, of course, the main part of the hormone, we talk about estrogen a lot, even though, of course, there's estrogen, there's progesterone, there's, testosterone. All this contribute to what we are, which is that inner thing that God has given to us, that the chemicals.
Mm,
But one of the
yeah.
things that we often talk about is, even again, thankful for the jokes, but it's actually also true. One person was like, the estrogen, is that, obviously is the nurturing part of us, is that nurture that make us, nurture and selfless. And then when it starts frustrating, especially during perimenopause, we start like, oh my God, who am I? It's like, it's like an awakening of who we are, right?
Exactly.
It's
But
like,
it's calling you into your next chapter. So you've given
absolutely,
your life to serving everyone. And that's a
absolutely.
beautiful thing.
It
That is where we get
is.
our meaning
It
in life.
is.
And then when you in the thick of menopause, you
Yes.
suddenly can't anymore. You're
Yep.
done. And it's a
Absolutely.
real awakening to kind of, so then who am I? If I'm
Absolutely.
not somebody's good girl, if I'm not people pleasing all the time, because it turns out you get to menopause and you realize nobody's pleased. You're not
Absolutely.
pleased.
Yep.
Nobody's
Yep.
pleased. You have to start paying attention deeply
Absolutely.
and it's a beautiful gift. This crone, people bulk, they hate that word because they think wicked
Mm.
old witch. And I'm just so embracing my crone. I love it. I find there is so much wisdom and so much depth that you
Yes.
can reach
Absolutely.
in this
Absolutely.
next iteration of your womanhood. And
Absolutely.
I'm so grateful for it. I'm so thankful that I
Absolutely.
had an early menopause. Really, I am.
Absolutely.
Because then I
Absolutely.
get a longer chapter, hopefully. I mean, no one knows how long they have, but I have a longer time to enjoy this season of my life. And I'm finding it so, so powerful.
Oh, that's amazing.
Really.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And someone joked about it and said, when you hit menopause, that's when you become a man. You become selfish. You become selfish. You become selfish. It's all about me and what my being needs.
Well, I see some divine masculine in our chat, some beautiful men that I know. I see Rory's just joined us. And I think, yeah, there are men who are showing us the best of that as well in this world. So we we thank them for their example and for the others.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about, what some of the myths that comes with it when it comes to menopause or perimenopause that you wish collectively we need to let go of.
So one of them I mentioned is that people think it's just the hot flushes. Just, I mean, if you've experienced them, they're fierce. It's, like I said, a refining fire. But as you know, as a researcher, there's over 30 symptoms,
Absolutely.
emotional, cognitive. I mean, one of the things that really I noticed was my porridge brain. It was even worse than when I had two babies 8 months apart. I had an even worse, I really battled to
Ooh,
find words, to string a sentence together. It really knocked my confidence.
my
To stand
God.
up in front of a first year cohort of 200 students, I felt like I
Yes.
couldn't communicate. But that has also come right, just so you know. Also, the
Wow.
notion that it only happens around 50. For me, it happened at 38. So, perimenopause often does start in the late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
I think they classify an early menopause as anything before 40. So, um, the idea that once you've hit menopause, you're in decline. I really loathe this
Mm-hmm.
concept. You might have heard of an anthropologist called Kristen Hawkes. She has the
Mm.
grandmother hypothesis, and she
Yes.
says that postmenopausal women are an evolutionary crucial component. We have a specific role to play here.
Mm.
And personally, as I've mentioned, I am finding this incredible clarity now that I'm
Mm.
through the thick of it. This incredible sense of freedom and creativity. And I'm just, like I said, loving my crone archetype. And I'm defying these anti aging capitalist nightmare that we find
Wow.
ourselves in. Because it is part of that, like wanting to enslave us to a certain type, the
Yeah.
the kind of the nymph, the virgin, the yummy mummy, whatever.
Yeah.
And another myth that I'd like to dispel is that it's just hormones.
Mm.
Because yes, as you said, we are our hormones. I agree, absolutely. They hold so much power. But there's also, of course, let's be intersectional feminists about it. There's social conditions, there's race, there's trauma, so for me, it was trauma induced, there's stress, all
Absolutely.
of these intersect effect and impact on your menopause experience. Of
Absolutely.
course, your DNA. I mean, my mom also had a fairly early menopause, and I remember looking at
Mhm.
her as a teenager and thinking, this woman is insane. And then I remember looking at myself and going, I think I'm certifiably insane now. And then I remember now that my friends are going through it, I look at them and go, oh,
Yes.
I see what's happening here. And it is, you've almost got to lose your mind
Yes.
to find your soul. Like you've actually got to let go of everything you think you are,
Yes. Oof.
everything you think you want, everything you thought you were building. That whole
Mm.
part of your life is now over. And
Yeah.
it's a grieving, it's a deep grieving.
Mm.
I
Mm.
actually didn't think I would make it through. I got to be honest. I took
Woo.
myself off to the Himalayas to trek solo, kind of hoping that I might die there, because that's how
Wow. Wow.
finished and broken and rock
Wow.
bottom it was.
Wow.
So I'm not going to like sugarcoat it. You
Absolutely.
go through the eye of the needle. The crucible is no joke, you know,
Yeah.
and then you're reborn.
You're
Like a
reborn.
phoenix, you rise from the
Absolutely. Yeah.
ashes and you become something you can't even imagine.
Yes, I love that. I love that. It's almost like a seed, like to grow, you need to die first. And first, I
Yeah.
always say when you grow a seed, you put it in the soil and it dies. And at first, it actually start going deep down first before you actually see it grow out. So it got to break, it has to break in some rocks and some metals and whatever and go deep down. You do the inner work and it breaks you, and then all of a sudden this amazing plant comes out of the surface of the
Angel, the
earth.
fact that you use that analogy, you are speaking straight to my heart because I live here in the Cape where
Mm,
Fynbos, which is our floral kingdom, as
yes,
you know, but maybe not all our listeners know. And
absolutely.
it's the smallest floral kingdom in the world, but the most diverse, and it is exquisitely
Yes,
beautiful. And most of those seeds only germinate after fire. And
mm,
we've had some really hectic fires recently in March.
absolutely. That's so
Our
true.
home, we were packed to evacuate. It was coming down the mountain. And now,
Yes.
when you walk there amongst the burnt ashes, what is coming up is I've
Mm,
seen things that I haven't seen in my
wow.
17 years of living here that were germinated by these fierce fires, and they
Wow.
are gobsmackingly beautiful. I was up
Yes.
there yesterday and it was these neon pink Watsonias and just like it's alive.
Mm,
It's alive. And I
mm,
think this is why menopause has been shrouded in silence and shame.
yeah.
It's quite threatening to the
Yeah.
patriarchy that women can step into such an
Mm,
empowered place
mm,
that has nothing to do with them. It's not
mm,
about being attracted to them. It's not about
yes.
serving them. It's not about
Mm,
breeding for them. It's none of that. It's entirely different. And I'm still
yes.
figuring out exactly what it is,
Yes.
but it's a beautiful thing.
It's
It's a
absolutely
beautiful
is.
thing.
It's absolutely,
Yeah.
you like you said, even like you said, even being out of it, you're still figuring out. It's not a, I would say it's not a, it's not a cookie cutter. It's not a one way, one thing fit all. Everybody has to go through that journey and find out themselves what comes out the other side for them. But it's a
Yeah.
beautiful journey for everyone, regardless. So, as much as you said, you mentioned earlier, in terms of this collective thing that we believe is hot flashes. Some people might never go through hot flashes in their life,
No.
throughout anything. When I got to the thick of it, I started having migraines. I've never, mind you,
Oh,
I've
shame.
never had headaches in my life. Headaches is only if I don't eat or I'm dehydrated, maybe a little bit. I take my little med, I'm fine. I'm talking about the worst headache of my life. And it
Wow.
would literally come on me. Like I can be talking to you, I will see the flashes, my eyes get blurry, and within an hour, the worst headache of my life begins. And lo and behold, 24 hours later, my period starts on the dot.
Interesting. So,
And then it
not to
goes away.
romanticize it, but it's an invitation. So that a
Absolutely.
horrific headache is
Mm,
saying to you, stop what you're doing, stop what you
mm,
think you have to do, pay attention
attention to
here,
me. Mm,
calm down. Because I'm sure you're a very high functioning, high achieving woman. But actually,
mm,
menopause wants you to kind
mm,
of get quieter and stiller and listen more deeply, because your body is
Absolutely.
trying so hard to communicate with you. And if you
Absolutely.
listen, there is so
Mm,
much there.
I
There's
love
so much
this.
there.
I really
Yeah.
love this. I love how this is transparent into because, as someone with medical background, my brain is always mostly medical half of the time. And
Yes.
even though I'm also, I'm holistic, I'm into wellness and, a meditation leader and all that stuff, the medicine part of me always want to explain something, why it is,
And fix
time,
it. We
and
always want to
fix it.
fix everything. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And jump on it right away. And I'm sure some of my
yeah.
friends on here, you'll be like, yeah, because I'm like, you have headache? Have you taken this? Do you know that? Have you, da, 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 da. Let's get it together. You don't have to suffer. I'm like, you don't have to suffer. You don't.
So I'm quite far on the other end of the spectrum where I literally never take anything. I mean, I am currently, like I said, taking an algae-based supplement for my
Mm,
bones. But I'm very, very, very seldom will take sort of a medication. And
mm,
I think maybe because I do quite a lot of meditation and Buddhist type practice where you realize
yes.
that you are the cause of your suffering. It's your resistance to the pain or your attachment to you, the hooks that we have, our attachments and our aversions that actually cause the suffering.
Mm,
So when the more space we make for how we're feeling,
yes.
the easier it gets to be with it, and
Mm,
the more beautiful it gets to be with it, and the more surrendered, and like there's a deep
mm,
kind of letting go, which is so
yes.
antithetical to our striving and our like the way we are in our society is very
Mm,
grabby, and it's the opposite of that. It's like allowing,
absolutely.
more allowing.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is so true. My friend, remember, I think she wasn't on when I told the story. So she just commented. Irene said, "Yep, sweating like you're in the sauna or steam room. I saw some people. That was me." I told her, "No, you missed it because I said the story earlier." Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I literally talk
yeah.
about that.
But then think about how many people take themselves to a sauna or something to
Hmm.
sweat it out, to detox. So
Yes.
it's your body like burning through stuff.
Woo.
It's part of the process that we need to learn to be with rather than
Yes.
escape. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we joke around all
So
the
we
time.
would rather do
Accept it.
anything than be with ourselves. Being with ourselves is usually quite uncomfortable.
It is. It is an invitation to self. I love it. So why do you think we're still in the space of this silence, especially even among women? And I think we talked about it earlier. So thankfully things have been changing as well. I'm glad to hear that. But you still have women that are kind of slogging in this silence of talking about it, or maybe even being ashamed about it. Or why do you think so?
I think there's a lot of internalized misogyny. Like we really
Mm,
don't love ourselves the way we should.
mm,
We're very, very hard on ourselves. We're very self-critical, and we hold up this kind of standard, which is very much based on a youthful, that virgin archetype that which is now past. So there
yeah.
is a grieving of our past selves and the selves that we will never be again, and we have to let them go so that we
Yeah.
can more fully realize the gifts of the current season
Mm,
without this like constant clinging to something that no longer serves.
yeah.
Who is that for? And it breaks my heart. I mean, yeah. I never like to point fingers at anyone, but we just went to watch the new Wicked because my daughter really loves the
Yeah,
show.
I'm watching this weekend. Woo, yes, my daughter,
Yeah.
she
And I
absolutely
mean, the
loves it.
messaging is so good, and
Mm,
yet it's packaged in people who are clearly, I don't know, what I'm seeing there is like, oh, be kinder to your bodies, like allow yourself to be embodied, like
mm,
just allow yourself to to live, not as an
mm,
image,
mm.
someone else's idea of what's attractive. Because
Wow,
we had that whole body positive movement, and I thought,
absolutely.
oh, thank God now that, because I was young during the
Mm,
90s, the heroin
yeah.
chic, also
Mm-hmm.
unattainable kind of standards. And now again, I feel like with this Ozempic or whatever's going on, it's again for me problematic. I'm like,
Absolutely.
oh, yeah,
Absolutely, and I totally get that. I totally, get what you're. I mean, I really enjoy this conversation because again, it's going deeper than just talking about perimenopause and menopause. And I love the idea that we're talking about the root of this. Again, goes back to self, understanding who we are. Because again, when we're talking about these things, and we're really not going to the deep of a sense of self, of the
yeah,
value, the core of who we are, then no matter what is going on the outside, even there's all this, technology. We just talk about, GLPs and all this Ozempic, whatever, and they're amazing, right? But
yeah,
until you understand the core of who you are, because I don't see anything wrong with it. So far, you know why you're using it, not for anybody else, because you understand that. I get that part, but
yeah,
because we don't know who we are, again, it's coming back to self. And I
yeah.
hope that as we continue to have this conversation, that we get to understand that it's menopause, perimenopause is the beautiful things, but the core of the message again is, who am I? How do I come
Mm.
back home to self? How do I
Making
find
some
myself?
peace.
Making some peace
Yeah,
about me. That
yeah.
it's not about all
Mm.
this facade going on. This
It's not
beauty is good. It's not.
easy.
It's
I mean, when
not.
you're suddenly covered with, wrinkles and age
And
spots, and
and
you
what
suddenly have
what hair's
jobs,
popping
and
from nowhere? Like I'm using Twizzler in the morning. I'm tweezing out,
oh,
plucking stuff.
big time, and big old belly, and I'm not
Absolutely.
saying it's any of it's
Yeah.
easy, but I'm saying it's kind of really the point is
Yeah.
to learn to love all of it. All of it is a
Absolutely.
gift. Yeah,
It's a gift.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. So now let's talk about you personally. And my friend is saying exactly, because listen, this chick and I, we went to the thick of it. I remember I fought with this chick. Like I was so hormonal. We would fight and we don't even know why we're fighting. Like it was
We
like
love you, Irene.
we don't even know what we're fighting. And they were like, you know what? I don't even think I can do these friendship things again. I'm done. And it's just the journey. And again, when we talk about the journey of self, it's also the journey of friendship. And I guess this is why the question is also very relative right now. Like how, when we talk about this switch in ourselves, how does that change your relationship with yourself and your self identity while you're going through this?
I mean, it changes everything. You have to let go of the person you thought you were or would be,
Mm,
because it's been exceptionally humbling for me,
mm.
because I thought somehow it wouldn't hit me so hard,
That's what I thought
because
too.
I was never someone who bought into kind of skin deep
Mm,
notions of beauty, or
mm,
I never considered myself particularly vain or anything. Oh my
mm,
God, it hit me hard. I mean,
mm.
when I went for my annual kind of burn all the skin cancer off, because I'm a white woman living in Africa, so I have like endless issues.
Yeah,
So I went to like get it all burnt off, and the doctor, this was quite a few years ago, she's
yeah.
like, "Okay, I'm just gonna give you a shot here and a shot here and a shot here." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And I realized she was talking about Botox, and I was like, no, thanks. And then,
Wow.
of course, she planted the seed. I was like, oh shit, I must have that resting bitch face,
Wow.
look so angry. All because then she started telling me, oh, do you know the studies show because you look like a crow and people are going to start and I did start to notice
Oh
that people were
boy.
reacting to me in a way
Yeah.
that they never had in the past,
Mm,
not as warmly, not as even little children seem like a little
yeah.
scared of
Oh
this
my
gray haired
God.
lady.
Mm,
And you start to realize, okay, this is something I'm going to learn how to be with. Either I am or
yeah.
not, like you got to decide. And we're going to keep trying to hold on to youth, whatever that
Yeah.
means? Or am I going to start to embrace where I'm at?
Mm,
And it's constant. It's moment to moment.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I met with a whole lot of people on the common here down the road, because we had a huge movement. You might have heard of it, from Women for Change.
Yeah.
because of
Oh,
the
yeah.
gender-based violence and
Yeah.
femicide in South Africa, which is out of control. And I
Mm,
actually have a new book out that I've published along with my students called
mm,
Burning Down the House. And all the
wow.
proceeds of that book go to Women for Change, by the way. So that
Mm,
predated Women for Change going for viral, now where everyone turned their status
yes.
purple and the purple hearts. So we just met on the common and we did some qigong, which for me is a very useful modality. It's a kind of like Chinese yoga, but it's a
Yeah.
standing practice, and you just kind of
Mm,
ground and root and allow your feelings to be felt and connect with them and make space for them and become a better host
mm,
for what's moving through you. And then we did the 12-minute lie down or 15-minute lie down because it's in
mhm.
honor of the 15 women on average that we lose a day to
Mm,
gender-based violence. It's horrific.
wow.
And we were feeling the feelings. Hey, yo.
Yeah.
And we got together afterwards and we breathed and we screamed it out. Because, of course, you should be feeling rage. Of
Yes.
course, you should be feeling grief, fear. All of these feelings are part of the
Yeah.
picture. But I bring it up because my son, bless him, was there and he took some footage. And when I looked at it, I was like, look at me. I'm this, this like, I look like this crazy old woman. And again, you have to make peace with it. Maybe I am
Yes.
now a crazy old
So,
woman, and maybe that's okay.
absolutely, absolutely. And like you said, making peace with it is one of the hardest and the freeing thing that we can ever do. And I mean, again, I would say it over and over again. I'm still in the thick of it. Like I'm in the stage where some days I'm like, yes, I'm a hero. I got this. This is I and some days I wake up and I want to cry and I just feel like, oh my God, what have I what have you ever questioned? Like I question my life, my whole existence. What have I done with my life? Oh my God. Am I my this is sagging or this is and you just get to that again. You talk about grief and you just literally
Such a
grieving,
grieving process.
and
See a
it's
really,
okay.
I see a really good question. Can I answer
Yes.
it? She's
I,
asking, how do you deal with joint pain? And she
absolutely.
doesn't want to get any.
And we will answer that in a second. Absolutely. And we'll definitely do that. But let's talk about real quick because when we talk about that, I wanted to connect it real quick with, and I think you quickly mentioned like the emotional and the spiritual part of it,
Yes.
beyond the physical symptoms when it comes to this. And then we can answer that after this.
Yeah. Well, it's connected. So
Exactly.
I don't believe in just a physical manifestation. I think your body is your great teacher. And when your joints are hurting, they're telling you something. So I started to feel by the time I was, because I went through menopause so early 40s already, I was like, am I 80? My joints were killing me.
Yeah.
And actually, mood wise, it was very connected. I was feeling like a grumpy 80-year-old. I was
Mm,
very misanthropic. I was feeling very done with
yes.
life, with people. Like I said to you, I took myself off to the Himalayas to die. No joke. Not at all dramatic. Went
Wow.
trekking solo, did the Amazon.
Wow.
But honestly, I lived. And then you might as well live. And what has helped me tremendously with joints is just taking collagen.
Mm.
And I found a product here in South Africa, which I don't know what the equivalent would be elsewhere, but it's
She
called the
is,
Real.
she, thankfully she's in South Africa as well. So,
Oh, good. It's
yeah.
called the Real Thing Company. They do really good supplements. So they're helping me with both my bone density. They've got one called the Bone Revolution, where it's not the calcium that clogs your arteries and
Mm-hmm.
causes irreversible cardiac
Damage.
damage. It's the kind that actually goes to bones and it has all the trace minerals to help your bones actually
Mm,
absorb that calcium from algae. And then
mm.
they've got one called the Joint Revolution, which I've been taking for a month. And oh my God, what a difference! It's
Wow. Okay.
phenomenal. And it doesn't have omegas because omegas make me sick to my stomach.
Oh, wow.
It has other things. It has like sulfates and
Okay.
things which I thought, oh, let's see, because if there's a side effect, I will
Good.
experience it.
Yeah.
But so far, so good. I've been taking them for, I think I'm into my second month now. But after the
Yeah.
first month, I felt miles better with my joints. But I think the fact of the matter is your joints are going to get old and tired, like your whole
Yeah.
body. And that too is a gift. It's
Mm,
going to teach you how to navigate the world in different ways.
mm,
Biokumalafu is one of my favorite thinkers. I love him so much.
Yeah.
And he says, you know, these cracks open up. So whether you think of
Mm,
them as the cracks like your wrinkles or the cracks in your joints and they're a gift. They're not what
yeah.
you'd ask for, but through those cracks come
Yeah.
like incredible lessons, like things you would never learn
Yeah.
otherwise. Personally, I've learned so much compassion for
Absolutely.
people who have mobility issues, older
Yes.
people, people who have injuries. Like I understand that now in a way that I never did before.
Yeah.
And what
Absolutely.
else are we here to do but like grow our compassion?
Mm,
Surely like the point of our existence.
absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. And of course, I mean, again, I can but always think medically. So Chimeze, what I would also, I mean, add to that, which again, I love that we're talking about the whole holistic part of it, not just one part of medicine. And this it's a being, it's a soul journey that we have to go through. And for me, when it comes to mine, I would say I did because I feel like I don't have anymore, but even though medically you're not supposed to say that, I used to have fibromyalgia, and I had this tender spot and muscle pain. And so
Oh, I'm
with
sorry.
all this comes, you can imagine what will have done to being also perimenopause, because now you're sore and your joint hurts. But for me, what have really helped, in addition to what you said, I take the omega-3, I take my magnesium, I take all this essential things. So I don't know if you do already. So do your research, find out
Yeah.
what you need to take. And again, I will also say that's why I'm responsible. Just because there's 500 million vitamins out there doesn't mean you need
Yes.
all 5 million
Yes.
vitamins. Your body doesn't need all that. Most of the time it's just having good balanced diet, and
Right.
you got it. You already got it. Of course, at this
Yeah. And
stage, you
and
need
no, I know that what does someone say? Supplements can just be expensive pee, right? But I
absolutely,
know the ones I need. I need magnesium,
exactly. And that's
and it's
mainly
always
for
been the
her. So
case, even
absolutely.
pre-menopause. And vitamin B, I really need. So you get to
Mhm.
know your own
You
body
also
and
know
what you need.
exactly.
And of
Exactly.
course, the problem with our diets is even if you're eating really a good diet and organic and everything,
Yeah.
you know how it is. The soil is quite mineral
Dense.
deprived because
Hmm.
of food inc and mass farming, and
Hmm.
so unless you've got your own food garden, which is
Yeah,
ideal, but yeah, it's a tricky one.
absolutely.
And
It
she also
is.
asked about
So
mood changes, and I think mood changes are so much part of the picture. I mean, when I was going through menopause, I had two children going through puberty. Oh my God,
that is
they
that
were
is like
crazy.
woo,
And it's part of the process
woo.
of growing up and then also growing up again for the
Yes,
next
absolutely. It's the
learning how
tattoo.
to deal with
Yeah.
your like rage and your despair and your
Yeah.
of course a lot of women we do lose them during menopause because it is too much to bear, and that's why we need these kind of conversations where you feel like
Absolutely.
I'm not alone, I'm not crazy,
Yeah.
I can get through this. I think we just need someone to remind us
Yeah.
there is the other side of this. There
Yeah.
really is. It takes its
Absolutely.
sweet time, but there's the other
Mhm.
side. So don't
Absolutely.
don't despair.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
find out what could be wrong. But go get your vitamin checked. Make sure you're not vitamin B, vitamin D. Find out all. Make sure you do your due diligence to see what you would
Yeah.
need. And
Yeah.
please make sure you exercise. I
Yeah.
don't care how much your joint hurts. I
Mhm.
don't care. Of course, be gentle with yourself. Gentle movement. Gentle movement. Love on yourself with
Yeah.
movement.
So I
That is
realized
one of
at
the
this
best
point in
things.
my life, less high impact, more
Yes.
weight training, which was a
Yes.
for me, new to that, loving it,
Yep.
done a world of good. My cortisol levels
Yes.
have dropped, my belly's
Mm,
gone. I'm feeling so
mm.
much better in my body, but also my
Yeah.
mood much better. So weight training I can really recommend. I know everyone's
Absolutely.
and it's kind of a little bit like, oh please, but
I
really it
know.
helps. And I've always been more into like yoga and conscious
Mm,
dance and hiking. Of course, that's important too,
mm.
because that's kind of where you process your emotions and you
Yes.
connect with the breath and
Yeah.
bring in the mindfulness, which helps you ride those crazy mood
Waves.
changes, and yeah, it gives you more perspective. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I hope we answer your question. But again, there's no one answer for everything, and that's why this
No.
conversation is really important to also have. So let's again, we have about 15 more minutes, which time is far gone already. But if we just talk about movement and mindfulness and this kind of thing like creativity and journaling, because I was going to ask what are things that could help us, through this process of supporting ourselves in terms of transitioning through this new journey of our lives.
So these circles, women's circles, have
Yeah.
helped me so much. So I even started like my own thing here in my home, my own, called it Flow, just so that women could gather together in a safe, non-judgmental space.
Mm,
And my recipe was move, the body must move.
yes,
Meditate, the mind needs to be still, and
absolutely.
make something. Use your hands. Women have been doing it forever. It's a
Mm,
way to process big feelings. So
mm,
I took up things because I'm not very good at art or needlework or anything like that. You don't do it because you're good at it. You do it because it's good for you. And we would do it in a circle, and I just started like facilitating retreats and doing all this stuff. And oh my God, how delicious to
yeah.
sit together, to sing badly together, to
Mm,
make terrible art together, to
absolutely.
write bad poems together, and to feel connected, and to realize there is no quick fix, that
Mm,
there is this process that can feel
absolutely.
supported by one another, by reaching out to each other. And if you're
Yeah.
lucky enough to have a good friend, lucky
Mm,
you. But I think many women reach menopause and
yeah.
think, where are all those friends? Because when you're going through the hard times and you're not
Mm,
so fun to be around, the
yeah.
taxis here in South Africa, the minibus,
Mm.
they have a sticker on the back that says, when days are dark, friends are few. And it can definitely feel that way in menopause.
Whew. I can't hear you. We can't hear you anymore.
Sorry,
Okay.
that's when you've got to kind of be brave and reach out and ask
Yeah.
for help and show up to a women's circle somewhere, find your tribe, make a
Absolutely.
new tribe because you're
Yeah.
becoming a new person. So it kind of
Absolutely.
makes sense that your tribe is going to change and you're going to have to figure out new ways of being in the world. What worked for you
Absolutely.
in your 20s isn't going to work for you anymore in your 40s and your 50s
Mm,
and
mm,
so on. So I've
absolutely.
had to like get quite humble and curious, stay curious, like say, okay,
I love that.
that thing that I used to love, mm-mm.
Yeah.
And it's the same with your diet, with everything, your exercise. You've got to kind of meet everything and keep fresh in your
Yeah.
perception to see
Yeah.
what's really, really needed. Be honest with yourself. Journaling, writing, so
Yeah.
helpful. Do your
Mm,
morning pages. If you've never done The Artist's Way, buy the book. That
mm,
helped me a lot. It's a 3-month process,
yeah.
beautiful. Just kind of plumbing the depths, getting to know yourself again,
Yeah.
befriending yourself again.
Mm,
Yeah, these are all
absolutely.
things that can help. For me, walking in nature is always the best medicine. I just love it so much. Meditation. There's so many things I love.
Mm, I love
Singing
that.
with other people. I sing terribly. Sing with other people. It lifts your spirits. It lifts your spirits.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
how do we honor this? How do we honor this transition, but rather than fear it? Because and it's like it's a thin line, right? It's a really thin line between honoring and fear sometimes.
It's
So
scary. It's fucking scary. Let's not beat around the bush. It's
it is,
scary. It
yeah.
nearly did me in. And I don't
Mm,
say that lightly. It was
absolutely.
touch and go. It was a
Mm,
long, dark night of the soul.
mm,
But the gifts of it are so profound. Like
mm,
it's a real spiritual process. Like it's a
yeah.
real reckoning. If you allow it. So
If
if
you
you
allow
don't
it.
just keep trying to escape all the symptoms.
Yeah.
So if you just avoid the like constant like running to whatever it is that you do to numb out. We all have our
Mm.
things. I
Woo!
scroll.
Social
Some people
media.
drink, some
Woo!
people whatever.
Yeah.
There's so many things. try to just be with
Mm.
it.
I always say sit in your funk. You need to learn to sit in your funk and
That's
deep
it.
down in it.
You nailed it. That's it.
You
And
got
it's not
to.
fun. It's not
It's
glamorous. It's not
not.
Instagrammable.
No, it's
It
not.
really fits.
It's
And
not.
that's what's needed. But it's not about
Mm.
wallowing. It's not that
Yeah.
either. Because actually, the sooner you sit there, the
Yeah.
sooner it moves.
Yes. Absolutely. So I'm a bit. You don't know, but I'm dyslexic. So my reasonings are way off, and I talk fast because my brain has to catch up and all that stuff. Anyway, but the way I break things down in my head, like I have to be very logical about stuff. So for me, when as I'm going through this, so Irene said acceptance is important, and it will be easier to deal with it. Absolutely. When you accept it, it's easier to now start dealing with it. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I can say over and over again, like I will argue with this chick. She'll be like, I'm like, no, I am fine. I can do that. I got this. And I will,
Shoulder on.
I
Yep.
exactly. And then I will tell her, you need to take a rest. No, I can do this. You know what I've done before? And but acceptance. And we both got to the point that we're like, you know what, let's just accept it. And it's been amazing because acceptance is actually, I feel like, is the first step. You accept it, you sit that with that funk. But like I was saying, it's also like building a home. When you're building a home, you do it brick by brick. You
Yes.
cannot build a home,
Yes.
in a day. And that's the same thing as
Yeah.
as we are finding ourselves. Sometimes you have to go back to the foundation of things, and that's the invitation we're talking about earlier. An invitation to go back and completely uproot all that, whatever is there that is not holding the foundation very well, and
So
rebuild yourself again.
it
Right?
reminds me, I was with my granny as she
Mm.
was dying, beginning of the year. And it's the same process. It's a
Mm.
deep letting go of everything you thought you were. So
Mm.
she was such a fighter. She was so strong her whole life. She got through so much
Wow.
grief, so much loss. But in the end, that like soldiering on, that fierceness, which is often needed and called for, it's not necessarily what's going to help you
Mm.
when you're in the eye of the needle, when you're in the depths of that menopause passage, when
Yeah.
you're on the threshold of giving birth, having given birth, I
Mm.
know this also to be true,
Yeah.
and when you're dying, having now been with the
Mm.
dying, I can see that what's sometimes called for is the most profound letting go, the
Mm.
deepest surrendering. And it's so antithetical to everything that we think we're here to do as you, like, this is me and this is what I'm, achieving and
Yeah.
this is what I'm
Yeah.
striving for and my goals. And I mean, that has
Yeah.
its place for sure.
Absolutely.
We do need to also live in
Absolutely.
this world and operate and
Yeah.
accomplish things to feel good about ourselves and all that. But honestly, menopause is calling. It's like a little death. It's like a
Mm.
preparatory. It's one step in that
Mm.
direction.
Mm.
Because death, talk about fear.
Yes.
What's the
Yes.
one thing the billionaires don't have yet? Immortality. And boy, are they gunning for it, hey? And it's because it's so humbling. It's
Yeah.
so like reminding us what we actually for.
Yeah.
Love
Absolutely.
and compassion and service and letting go all these notions of a separate self. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. And as we wrap up, I will ask this question of you. If menopause could speak, what do you think it would say to us? I think we've talked about rebirth, balance, and becoming.
Oh my goodness. I think it would say slow down,
Mm-hmm.
listen
Mm-hmm.
deeply, let go of all that no longer serves.
Yeah.
Um, I think it would say you're not ending.
Mm-hmm.
You're actually always in this process of becoming.
Mm-hmm.
So be humble and be in awe of it, in
Mm-hmm.
awe of the mystery of life. Nobody knows what's going on here.
Yeah. Mm.
So relax and just be in awe. It's a better place to be than all pissed off,
Yeah, absolutely.
which is how we get in menopause.
Yeah.
Because we
Absolutely.
feel like everything that was promised maybe was a lie, and
Mm,
yes, indeed. So
absolutely.
just be in awe of the mystery. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And just stick with it. I love it. I mean, honestly, I feel this conversation. I feel like I honestly feel like I'm just having a conversation with you. Like this is one of the best, one of, I love authentic, heart connection, real deep conversation. And I feel like that's what we had here. And I hope that, anyone that's watching that will watch would again pick up all these things about saying this is not a one side fit all kind of thing. That
Not
is,
at
this
all.
is a personal journey that we're inviting
Very.
you to a personal journey of self, of finding you, of refine. I don't even think it's refining you because it's a different you that is emerging. So it's just finding this new person that you're being
Yeah.
for, and knowing that it's okay, and it's okay to not be okay, and it's gonna be tough, and you're gonna
Yeah.
have some days that you want to throw stones at the nice person. Anybody
Yeah.
that smiled my way, like if you smile to me today, I don't want to see any nice face. I don't care. And some days, so it's
Go
gonna
lift some
come.
weights, guys. Go lift some weights.
Go
It
lose some weight.
helps.
Exactly. Find out what you love. This is the invitation to find out what you love, what doesn't work for you anymore, what you're becoming, what your next 30 years is gonna be all about. Finding things that I remember my therapist telling me, what do you do that is not doesn't give you, it's not a productivity thing, because we often want to do something that we are productive about, or it's making us money. But what do you
Yeah.
do that's creative but doesn't give you any satisfaction but for yourself?
Yeah.
That what do you do? And
Exactly.
most of us cannot say what we do that doesn't bring any kind of productivity.
Right.
And that's
Slowing
kind
down
of,
is the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing. We are hooked
we are,
on
oh,
the like hustle. We're
yeah.
hooked on the adrenaline, and it's not great. It's
It's
not really
not.
good for us or for anyone
Absolutely.
or for the earth.
For the-
She wants us to just walk a little more gently and
Mm,
just be a little more present, a little more
yeah.
connected, kinder. I don't know if anyone, I think we've got like 2 minutes. Does anyone have a
Yeah.
question or a
Usually
comment?
I'm looking at it. I'd say just to
Yeah.
make sure it comes through sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see any question. But yeah, if you
Thanks
have any
so much.
question, no, if you have any question, and then of course, even after, because sometimes you will see the question after we end this. We're gonna collaborate together, so you can ask any question, even if you're rewatching this, ask your question, put it in there, we'll answer it as well. So it has been amazing, and I'm loving this. So Sharice, if anybody's saying, you know what, I love your energy, how do I connect with you?
Oh, sweet. Just you can find me on Instagram. I'm at GoFlow42, and then I'm everywhere. Substack, you name it. Facebook, all the usual places you'll find me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would be lovely to chat further. And thanks so much for your beautiful audience. They're so giving and so
Absolutely.
attentive. So,
Absolutely.
and thank you for the invitation. It's really
Absolutely.
important to talk about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Women for Change slogan was unbury the truth.
I'm buried the
And I
truth.
think that goes for so much that us women sit with.
Yeah.
We hold a lot, uh, I think, shrouded in shame, and
Mhm.
that's deeply unfortunate. Yeah.
It is, but yeah, but there's hope, and there's
Yeah.
you that have been on the other side, and so this is amazing. I can't wait to get to the other side. I'm still waking up crazy, so I can't wait
I'm
to get to the
excited
other
for
side.
you. I'm excited for you, for everyone in the thick of it. I'm like, just you wait. Once you're through, you'll see. You're feeling like your best self, really. I
Yes,
promise.
I can't
Yeah.
wait. I can't
Yeah.
wait. But thank you, Monet.
Thank
This was very informative. Thank you, thank you. Erin, thank you. Sinead, thank
thank
you.
you.
We've been following, yeah, we've been following your page for a while now. Absolutely. Awesome, both of you. Thank you. Again,
Thank you.
Cherise, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
guys
much.
again for joining us. The Triple E Students with She Self Cares. We're every Sunday, 12:30 EST and 7:30 p.m. SAST. And again, if you're joining us for the first time and you don't know me, my name is BC, BK BC Bright, and I invite you to our free community as well. If you click on our pay on our bio, you can join the free community. It's free. We have a group, a WhatsApp group that we actually host, and we have a monthly check-in with ourselves. We have a support group and community that we also try to support each other as we work
Beautiful.
on this journey. So join us, and again, join us next week for another Triple E Cities with She Self Cares.
Lovely. Goodbye.
All right,
Take
guys.
care, everyone. Lots of love. Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.